ar eich llyddiannau chi yn ystod y blynyddoedd diwetha. Et pour notre étudiant qui obtient leur diplôme aujourd'hui, félicitations pour votre succès et bravo.
That sounds brilliant. Thank you so much. That was delightful of you. I really appreciate that. So, as for some of you may not know, but my name's Annette Fillory-Travis, and I am Director of the Wales Academy for Professional Practice and Applied Research. Most of you, I would have thought, have actually started your courses when we were actually WIBBLE, Wales Institute for Work-Based Learning, but we've changed our name to really reflect a little bit more of what we actually do, or what you do. And we'll be hearing more about what you've done through the course of your studies over the next 30 minutes or so, when we're actually going to hear. We thought we'd make it really personal to you guys, you know, because we've had the major piece, those who were able to go to actually, we're talking about the university and the institutes, etc. But really we wanted a much more personal time with you to actually celebrate what you have done as a group of students, because we are enormously proud of you and what you've achieved, particularly now. I mean, it's been hard going over the last 6 months. And I know that some of our students, for instance, have been at the front end of this in terms of essential workers, etc. And we also realize just what is needed in terms of resilience, determination, sheer hard work to do a degree like ours while you're still working, still got family responsibilities, caring responsibilities. And then we have COVID on top. So we should be congratulating ourselves fully for just the sheer magnitude of the achievement, even more than normal years. So thank you. And we really wanted to be there and actually have that personal time with you and share a little bit about our own expressions and our own perceptions of the last year. So you'll hear from the tutors, and you'll also hear from the sponsors about you and what it's been like to actually be with you over the course of your studies. Now, one thing just to remind you is, as I was saying earlier, we've got video being recorded. If you don't want to be on it, just switch your video off and give yourself a silly name instead of your real one, and that will be fine. We won't worry about that at all. What else was that? I think that was it in. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, we wanted to mention that if anybody wanted to add things in the chat, that we would review them at the end.
Oh yeah.
And Nick could keep on top of them.
Us, and we thought you might actually like to have a little 5 minutes or less, actually, probably 2 or 3 minutes to say something of your own. If you do want to do that, just pop it into the chat, and Nick, who's our sort of directors of the proceedings, will keep an eye on it and call you forward towards the end of the time to give you an opportunity to say what you want. So I think apart from that, that's it really. We hope that you're there with your family and friends. We know that, for instance, we have certain cohorts like the one from Mauritius, which has all banded together and had the opportunity to do that, which is lovely. We'll hear about you later. But we just want to say towards the end, it'd be really good if you've got a glass of something appropriate to the times scale as well as anything else, probably looking a bit like that, that we can actually have a little toast at the end. So think that in mind. Without further ado, what I would like to do is change now to my colleague, Sarah, who will start the proceedings proper. Sarah, would you like to take over?
Thanks, Annie. Well, good evening, everyone. I'm delighted to see you all here with us and have the opportunity to congratulate you all. It's been a real privilege to work with you over the years. You've achieved so much, and I admire the way in which you've continued to study whilst balancing work and, for some, caring responsibilities, as well as Annie mentioned there, as well as dealing with a global pandemic. Nobody could have forecasted this position we were going to be in. You truly deserve the recognition. Congratulations to you all. And for those of you that are frontline workers, I thank you. I'd like to extend a warm welcome this evening to colleagues from the education sector, together with social care workers from across Wales. We're very excited about our partnership with the education sector in Wales, and it is great to see individuals from the first cohort graduate this year, so very well done. Having had the opportunity to visit a number of primary schools across South East Wales over the last 2 years, it's been wonderful, and I'm pleased that the continuous development of our learners, teachers in schools is being celebrated. Many congratulations. Across Wales, WAPPAR works in partnership with 12 unitary authority social services departments to supply newly qualified social workers in their first year of practice with provision through our good offices. I can see some of the names coming through this evening now, so I can see that you're all online. So hello everyone. Our partnership is called Porthagored. We're into our 8th year of working with the partnership, and we have to date supported 935 learners, which is fantastic. So we're really pleased to be celebrating that with you this evening. Now, I do hope that the chair of Porthagored, Kaz Armstrong, is online and would like to say a few words to everybody. So Kaz, are you there?
I am. I'm just unmuting myself. Hi, everybody. Well, thank you for inviting me to this lovely occasion. It's lovely to be able to celebrate with everybody. You have been wonderful, sticking at it through thick and thin. And, you know, the challenges that you've had, working, juggling families, juggling studies, and all the things that go towards making this award. You're fab, the lot of you. I think you're really brilliant to stick at it. And as Sarah said, to top that, we had a pandemic as well to cope with. But I just want to thank you all for the dedication you've shown and the commitment to the course, because, you know, it's hard juggling work and learning at the same time. One of the things I love about the course is the fact that it's helping us all to learn as we go along with the work that we do. As a social worker myself, I love the fact that you never ever stop learning. There's always something new, changes is always happening, and every person that you meet is a different person. So the learning that you continue to have as a learner on Porthagored, I hope you take that further on into your career. I read a quote by William Arthur Ward that said, "Teaching is more than imparting knowledge, it's inspiring change. Learning is more than observing fact, it's acquiring understanding." And I think that's one of the things that Porthagored does. It helps us to put into practice what we're doing and to back it up with theory and different people's opinions. It helps us to have a professional curiosity. So as you go on to further things in your career, I hope that you keep that professional curiosity, that you're always asking questions. Albert Einstein said, "I have no special talent, I'm only passionately curious." Well, if old Albert was passionately curious, I think it's a good thing for us to be as well. So as you continue with your career, carry on being passionately curious in all that you do. And I wish you all the best in all the different things that you're doing and accomplishing. Well done, everybody.
Thank you so much, Kaz. That was wonderful words there. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. And hope to see you very, very soon in person as opposed to virtually. Ready for another cohort. So thank you again. And congratulations to everybody. And I'll now pass you on to Julie.
Thank you, Sarah. How do I follow that? Nice one, Kaz. I just wanted to say many congratulations to all of our Lux students who are currently partying by the looks of it in Mauritius. And I am very envious. However, Sarah and I had the privilege of visiting you last year, and I do intend to come back and to observe you and to take in the presentations that you completed for your project research work. I'm going to try to share my screen, because what I intend to do is to show some photographs from the presentations. So the host has disabled participant screen sharing. So I don't know, Nick, if you can allow me to share my screen, because I intend to show photographs from the after the presentations, and just 1 or 2 images from the lovely Mauritius as well. Can you see that okay? So this is a lovely view, as you can see, from Lux Grand Gobe in Mauritius. And what I wanted to say was, from delivering our very first module to you 2 years ago, the learning plan, I'm guessing you may remember Sarah and I had this fixation, a British fixation with the weather whenever we spoke to you. So I'm going to keep this tradition going, and I'd like to report the weather today in Swansea, South Wales is not dissimilar to this view that you see on your screen now. Or you did see. As I said, most of the images are from the presentations we observed once you'd completed your delivery. And that was for your final piece of work for your qualifications. Some people appear more than once, and I can assure you this is not due to favoritism. I was not in control of the camera. One thing I would like to comment on is the highly professional nature of every single staff member Sarah and I came across within Lux Grand Gobe and within from the different resorts that we encountered as well. You not only made Sarah and I feel so welcome, but you have this innate ability to make people feel as if they've been welcomed into your home. And that is quite a rare talent. And it speaks volumes about your professionalism and your dedication to ensuring that your guests have the most amazing experience while staying with you. With regard to the presentations we observed, the team effort, the consideration and the respect you each demonstrated for each other was inspirational. It's evident that the individual projects themselves have added real value to Lux in terms of developing new products, new services, and promoting your professional development. All staff are fantastic advocates for the organisation, and Sarah and I had a very memorable and enjoyable time with you all, so thank you very much. I can honestly say I have never been made to feel more welcome than anywhere I've stayed anywhere in the world than I was at Lux Grand Gobe. And I've never felt more spoilt either. So as I said, I will definitely be back. One person was unable to attend the presentation day itself, and that's Rama. However, I have luckily today had an image sent to me by Smita. Thank you, Smita. And this is Rama here. So Rama, you're there in all your glory. So Rama did actually conduct his presentation after Sarah and I's visit. And I'm delighted to say he passed with flying colours as well. Now, before I hand over to Smita Modak, which is the Group Trainer Manager, I'd like to thank both Smita and Vikash Samana, the Learning and Talent Development Manager. Your support for the students throughout has been exceptional. And this is just another quick snapshot of view for everybody, just to remind you what you're missing. So there's Smita, a little cropped shot from the presentation day. And there's Vikash. Now, Vikash was responsible for the photographs on the day, which is why he's not in any of the group photographs, unfortunately. But again, I just want to say, applaud you both for all the support that you've given the students. Thank you very, very much. And I'd like now to hand over to Smita. I'm hoping Smita's there somewhere in amongst the party.
Yes, I am. Thank you so much, Julie. This was such a wonderful presentation and of your best memories with us. And thank you to each and everyone who's here, who's made this dream possible. And we could only see this day, I can feel, is because of a couple of people that have helped us since 2018. And Annette, you may remember, you received a handover from Liz Wilson about this project that is coming out of Mauritius and is a big question mark, and we don't know how it's going to work. From that day and that confidence that Liz gave us and you gave us, and the fact that you helped us make this a reality, and never once did you and your team look back and say, I don't think this is possible. It helped us to keep dreaming on, as they say. So thank you very much for that. We are a very happy bunch of people here. And I would love to acknowledge and express my heartfelt gratitude on behalf of all of us for the wonderful support we had from all of you, right from yourself, as I said, Liz, Annette, yourself, Laurie, who helped us with all the tedious paperwork and getting things out of the way. Sarah and Julie, of course, for Module 1 and for all those wonderful webinars without which we wouldn't have made it. Nick, Stephen, who filled in for Nick for one of the modules, Tessa, who's not on the call or here right now, but who was a big support, Vikash, who has been a pillar of strength of this entire course and carrying on, you know, with all the participants, motivating them non-stop, getting them to complete and getting them never to give up. I think this deserves a big round of applause for what Vikash has done. And on behalf of all the participants here, I really feel very, very fortunate that we can all be here together today because of what you have helped us with. So irrespective of the times that we are in, yes, you're right, Sarah, we are partying. We are all here in party attire and we're going to have a wonderful dinner right after. But it's all, I think, all your good wishes and guidance that has got us here, as well as the firm belief that the Lux Collective has placed in us in allowing us to take this bold stance and say, go guys, go ahead, do what needs to be done. And for the courage of each and every participant, we started with 21, we've ended with 16, and 100% result of our first cohort. So thank you everyone, thank you so much for everything you have done. And as Julie, as you mentioned, each and every project right from module 1 is a completely workable project. And we are looking forward to taking it you know, to the next level very, very soon. So thank you for this wonderful opportunity, Vikash.
Yes. And without forgetting Smita, because through her contact, Professor Mike Phillips, who initiated that, and she was able to sell that dream to Lux Collective to be able to convince them to invest. I think it's first deserve a big round of applause for Smita. Okay, because through her contact, she has initiated that, because in this part of the region, in the Indian Ocean, an accredited work-based learning program is totally new. I think we are the first one in this region to do that. So under the guidance of Smita, we've been able, all of us, we've contributed, and with your support, we've been able to make it. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your gracious words.
Thank you both. In addition to being involved in the Lux program, I also oversee the clinical leadership program, and I'm very, very pleased to be overseeing that for the last couple of years. And I have met some truly dedicated and inspirational medical professionals from a broad range of clinical disciplines in the NHS. The fact that you have actually chosen to enhance your professional development in terms of your leadership abilities and skills, whilst holding very responsible and demanding positions in the NHS, speaks volumes about you. And that's not to mention the fact that you have real lives as well outside of work in your career. In relation to the quality of work that you've actually presented is extremely high, and the fact that you have reflected so candidly on your performance, your experiences, your professional practice, and that's really evidenced your leadership capabilities, and I am really in awe of every single one of you in the work that you do, and the fact that you take care of us all in Britain so selflessly. So thank you very, very much. The project work undertaken has helped to develop services within the NHS and the processes, and also helped inform strategic intent. It never ever ceases me to amaze me how humble you are as individuals. And I have to admit to being quite intimidated when I took over the program, thinking, oh my God, these are really intelligent medical professionals. But I know that from having the breaks in between, the little tea breaks we had after the presentations, and you'd come up and ask questions about academic referencing and things, I think, oh, you are students just like the rest of our students. You know, you are very, very special. All of our students are very special, and you all have unique talents. But it made me realize that you are all very humble individuals, and that was reflected in the work that you undertook as well. As I said about your humility as individuals, and I do believe the current pandemic has caused the British public to reflect on how much each of you give of yourselves in the course of your work. And for this, we thank you most sincerely. The clinical leadership program has been running for a number of years and has been developed and delivered by Jackie Parsons and her team in Academy Wales. It's an innovative, robust and very, very well designed program that has really sought to assist individuals reflect deeply about their work and their leadership with a view to continuously improving their leadership abilities and to develop their professional practice. And I'd like to hand over now to Jackie Parsons to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie, so much. I'm absolutely delighted to be able to join you all today and to be part of your celebration. It's fantastic to see so many of our medical leaders here this afternoon who have achieved really great things in the last year as participants on the All Wales Medical Leadership Programme. And I want to congratulate you all, especially for having completed the postgrad certificate alongside your truly demanding roles in medicine. As Julie said, I think we wrote the same speech, Julie. The standard this year has been extremely high, with over 50% of the cohort actually being awarded a distinction, which is amazing. And Julie and I really enjoyed listening to the presentations last year of the work, which was really outlining the innovative and valuable projects which are supporting improved care and patient experience. The opportunity to formally reflect on your learning as part of this award was, I know, new to some of you and not without its challenges, but I'm sure it's been a valuable exercise, and I've certainly received feedback recently suggesting the learning has been very helpful, especially in light of the difficult few months experienced by our programme participants. It's been a pleasure to have been Programme Director for the Academy Wales Medical Leadership Programme for the last 7 years. I've been lucky enough to get to know some truly remarkable and dedicated leaders, this current cohort included, and they've really given me faith and trust in our National Health Service. As some of you will know, the Clinical Leadership Development Portfolio has now returned to the NHS from Academy Wales and sits with the new statutory health authority, Health Education and Improvement Wales, and they co-hosted this last cohort. Sadly, the programme in its current format has ceased, but we are designing a new multi-professional clinical leadership programme which we anticipate will commence next year. And I hope that we're going to be continuing the relationship with UWTSD that's been built really over the last 5 to 6 years. I've worked with many of the team, Nick and Christine, who I see here today, as well as Julie, and it's been an extremely productive and enjoyable experience during that time. We've had approximately 125 medical leaders achieving their postgraduate certificate in clinical leadership, which is fantastic to have that award for them. And I'd like to finish really by thanking the team for their invitation to say a few words to you all today and for their ongoing support during the last few years until we meet again. So I'd like to say cheers and congratulations to cohort 7.
Cheers. Thank you very much, Jackie. It's lovely to see you again, by the way.
And you, thank you.
Thank you. What I'd like to talk about now is my involvement with the Voice Pedagogy Programme. This is a group of supremely talented individuals in the sphere of voice, very, very creative. I do myself come from a creative background, albeit it's not singing, and it was a long, long time ago, and I really, really gelled with these individuals. I think it was from the creative level, but I can attest to every single one of you being supremely talented. And it has been a privilege to work with you as well. And to see the research that you've undertaken, I never knew that voice could be so technical, so scientific and so informative and interesting, but my gosh, it's amazing. So well done. Debbie Winter is the founder and the director of Voice Workshop. Unfortunately, Debbie isn't with us today. She couldn't make it. But her team have actually designed and developed a very, very innovative and robust program. They bring in experts from the field of voice to actually teach the students. And that's reflected in the high quality of work that's presented. And again, as Jackie with the clinical leadership program, the grades that these students achieve, that you achieve as students in voice pedagogy are very, very high. And I would like to share, if I can share my screen again, I have one picture, if I can do it. See if I can show you that. I hope you don't mind me showing this. This is from my last visit to Colchester last November, when I asked the cohort if they wouldn't mind singing for my mother, whose birthday it was, and they very kindly said they would. I didn't have the permission to show the clip, but I thought I'd show the image in full voice. Here they are, absolutely supremely talented, as I said, a very, very professional group of individuals. So very well done on your achievements as well. And thank you. I'm now going to hand over to my colleague, Nick Samwell.
Now, it does help to unmute yourself, doesn't it? Right, hold on a sec. I'm the person in the background trying to work the videos and what have you. Ooh, crumbs. I was bitterly disappointed when I watched the online celebration from the university earlier. Our Vice-Chancellor has outdone me as far as lockdown hair is concerned, and his eyebrows were absolutely brilliant. I don't know if any of you saw it, but I think if you did, you know what I'm talking about. Right, I'm going to talk about the work-based projects module. So I'm going to share my screen if I press on the right button. Here we go. There we are, that should do it. And what I've done is a bit of an analysis of the projects that that I've seen and you have put together. So I'll do this now. It's on a timer, so because it's quite a bit to get through, I don't want to bore you to tears. I think it's going to start. Yeah, here we go. Right. So how much research was carried out during the academic year? Well, 69 research projects in total. There are 24 at level 4. These are virtually all from Lux, and 45 at level 7. The sectors, you can see them there: hospitality, care, service, industry, education, voice, the rest of it, incredible. And what I'm going to do now is just leave the titles of the projects roll. Okay, so there's a few pages of this, and as they roll, I'm going to talk over them a little and say, firstly, I've got to congratulate you all on graduating. Some of you were impacted by the pandemic, but still managed to complete your work in time in order to graduate. Well done to you all. I know the amount of work that's involved, and it's not easy. Hopefully you spot your own title as the slides change. I've allocated 7 seconds per slide. It's a random number. I didn't do it on the back of any sort of analysis. What impresses me is the sheer volume of new learning that your projects have generated. Believe it or not, I learned so much from you as I support, mark, or moderate your work. What was said earlier about voice, I've learned so much about my own voice, and also those of people that I see have problems. You are the experts in the field. That's all of you, okay? We are just the facilitators. Myself and my colleagues, we facilitate you through the process and help you express and build on your expertise. Just think about the change that your projects have brought about. Think about the difference your projects have made to yourselves, what you've learned through doing them, but also to your workplace, so that your employers have benefited as well. It's applied research at its best. We changed from WIBBLE to WAPPAR, and the last 2 letters stand for applied research. And I think, you know, just looking through these, it's applied research at its best. So well done, everyone. Enjoy your celebrations. You deserve to. Hopefully, we're nearing the end of oh, there we are. That was, considering it was a random choice of 7 seconds, it seemed to work out all right. Right, I'll stop sharing now. And I'm going to hand on now to Christine, who's going to talk about the professional doctorate.
Well, hello everyone, and congratulations. As everyone has said, it's a great achievement. Whatever it is that you've done, we're very, very proud of you, and well done again. But just to say that you have more to aspire to, because you can't just just be satisfied with a master's or a certificate. You can in fact get a doctorate. We actually run 2 doctoral programs within WAPPAR. We do the typical PhD and we do the doctorate in professional practice, mostly part-time, and both programs take around 5 years. The PhD can be done full-time as well. Our DProf, our doctorate in professional practice, started in 2015. We're very proud that our first graduate is here with us. That's Kate. And she graduated last year. She had a very busy and a very eventful and productive year last year. Well done, Kate. Just to say a few more words about the programme before I hand over to her. We like it as a programme for folks like yourselves, because it actually takes the focus towards your professional practice and turns you into researching professionals. And as Nick said, our role is to facilitate you, to give you the tools to carry out research rather than to tell you what to do. We find that the part 1, where people are in groups, is a particularly valuable time where you have this learning, and also it gives you time to think about where your priorities lie and the sort of research that you want to carry out. And as you see from my headgear, it gives you that little bit of status, that leads you forward in life. Anyway, enough of this rubbish. I shall hand over to Kate, and I'm sure she can tell you about her experience. And again, I congratulate her for being our first DProf graduate.
Thank you so much, Christine. Hi everyone. I just wanted to say that I'm sure this isn't the culmination of all of your hard work that you had expected when you first started your learning journey. I'm sure you all had visions of being in your kind of ceremonial cap and gown, enjoying things on campus, maybe with family and friends. So I'm sorry you haven't had that experience because of COVID, but that absolutely doesn't detract from the effort and the sacrifice and the dedication that you've had to kind of invest in this as a learning journey. I think that HE is a delicate balance, really, between managing the work that you need to do with having a life, holding down a job, looking after a family, and all of those things. And I think completing any HE course is really a testament of not so much perseverance, but probably stubbornness, that you can stick it out to the end and you are determined not to kind of throw in the towel and be beaten by that. So it is a shame, but I'm sure you'll have an amazing celebration today, wherever you are, and you'll kind of quietly doff your cap to yourselves, I guess. What else did I want to say? Hopefully your course has given you a taste of education and a taste of the pursuit of knowledge. And like Christine has mentioned, UWTSD does offer you the opportunity to start another learning journey with your with a professional doctorate, and that's really what I decided to do. I managed to combine my professional doctorate with my work in professional rugby union. I'm a clinical lead for sport and exercise rehabilitation, and I work with professional rugby union players, and I felt that I was working at a level of problem solving that was probably harder than a master's degree, but I didn't really want to quit what I was doing clinically to build capacity in my day to go on and study a PhD. So I was very, very fortunate that UWTSD's professional doctorate program allowed me or afforded me the opportunity to balance both. And I'm so pleased to say that I submitted my PhD, my doctoral professional doctorate a year ago, and I graduated it in December. So I'm sure if you guys have any ambitions to study further, that you'll be in very safe hands with Christine and the team at UWTSD. Thank you.
Well, thank you for those kind words, Kate. That's very thoughtful of you. And if anyone does have any interest and would like to find out more, please do get in touch with me. We'd be delighted. So now I'm going to hand over to Annie once again.
Hello there. I'm actually getting a little tearful here. I'm sorry, so I might be a little incoherent because we're all so proud of you guys. And when it puts it all out together, you go and we hear about the really amazing projects you've done, the real impact you've made, which is all about it. It isn't just getting a degree, it's making real impact for yourself, your colleagues, your organizations. And yes, I could get all a bit teary here, and I really mean that. So what I'm going to do is just say a word for the individuals here. We have a number of students who come to us on their off their own bat. They're not parts of big cohorts, etc. And you can see that the journey could be even more difficult. And I think they deserve a special mention because they often do stuff basically as the only individual within their organization. So they're trying to effect change, where lots of people are thinking, why are they doing that? There's no big organizational push behind them. And they're doing it for all the good reasons, and they're doing it to pay back to their professional practice and to actually make a difference. So we really would like to applaud them and say they are the real linchpin and those that we've worked with and we often hold close. So thank you all for that. And what I'm going to do before I completely become incoherent is to actually suggest we'd like to introduce you to Professor Stephen Palmer, who is our Professor of Practice and has done an enormous amount for us over the last 2 years, including helping us run a conference, really keeping us on the mark when it comes to social media, etc. And I'd also like to welcome his wife, Maggie, who is also sitting here and has been a great, it's been there with us and kept us going on some of these events. We really acknowledge and enjoy her contribution to WAPPAR as well as Stephen. Stephen, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, diolch yn fawr. Thank you, Annie. I'm delighted to be joining you all at this WAPPAR event today. And it actually seems it's like an international party, which is it's really great to be here with you all. Yeah, I would like to start by saying a few words about the WAPPAR Coaching Society, which some of you may have heard about. It's a community of practice of academics, practitioners, and students from around the world dedicated to the development of coaching. And it's our society, that's the great thing about it. It's going from strength to strength. Our recent initiatives have included expert seminars by Sam Humphreys and Peggy Marshall. Now, if all goes according to plan, the society will be running a conference next year and all will be welcome. And now my sincere congratulations to all the WAPPAR students who have graduated this year. It's down to their hard work. Today, I'm giving 2 votes of thanks. First of all, to the family and friends who have supported our students through their studies. And second, to the tutors and faculty at WAPPAR. Now, although we're using a digital platform in the cloud, please feel free to unmute yourselves and actually raise your hands and clap. I'm going to pass you back to Annie now for a toast.
Thank you, that was lovely. We managed to actually get clapping. How wonderful is that? So, we've had a lot. We've really celebrated you all, and you're going to be held by us going forward. Keep in touch, tell us what you've been doing, because we would love to know. And we're always there if you need extra advice or anything else going forward. So, before we leave you, I would like to propose a toast to all of our students, to our amazing faculty, and to the university.
Congratulations.
Oh,
yeah.
Congratulations.
Fantastic.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Well done, everyone.
Congratulations, everyone.
Well done.
Well done.
Congratulations. Well done.
And we will
Fantastic.
leave you now to your own individual celebrations, which we hope will be significantly large. Okay. Bye.